check me colors.
Yes, colors. Some man really like for eat in the morning. Some people say them just like when they eat don't sleep. Other people say na the cow they like, especially when them cook the soup or plasas where them like pass all. So now that make we dey bring to you this program wey we call colors, as we dey look at different story dem na the front page and inside the newspaper. So no forget to join me on Monday to Friday, both Facebook and YouTube, outside we go bring to una different guests dem wey dey can help for talk about the newspaper. We are channel for the people, the voice of the voiceless.
Another morning again inside we had plenty things then they happen. I wonder how news again what go here today. But this be small country we had. Anyway, before I go to the wall and we had, let's just go to my kitchen and check my colors.
Yes, colors. Some man really like for eat in the morning. Some people say them just like when they eat don't sleep. Other people say na the cow they like, especially when them cook the soup or plasas where them like pass all. So now that make we dey bring to you this program wey we call colors, as we dey look at different story dem na the front page and inside the newspaper. So no forget to join me on Monday to Friday, both Facebook and YouTube, outside we go bring to una different guests dem wey dey can help for talk about the newspaper. We are channel for the people, the voice of the voiceless.
Another morning again inside we had plenty things then they happen. I wonder how news again what go here today. But this be small country we had. Anyway, before I go to the wall and we had, let's just go to my kitchen and check my colors.
Yes, colors. Some man really like for eat in the morning. Some people say them just like when they eat don't sleep. Other people say na the cow they like, especially when them cook the soup or plasas where them like pass all. So now that make we dey bring to you this program wey we call colors, as we dey look at different story dem na the front page and inside the newspaper. So no forget to join me on Monday to Friday, both Facebook and YouTube, outside we go bring to una different guests dem wey dey can help for talk about the newspaper. We are channel for the people, the voice of the voiceless.
Another morning again inside we had plenty things then they happen. I wonder how news again what go here today. But this be small country we had. Anyway, before I go to the wall and we had, let's just go to my kitchen and check my colors.
Yes, colors. Some man really like for eat in the morning. Some people say them just like when they eat don't sleep. Other people say na the cow they like, especially when them cook the soup or plasas where them like pass all. So now that make we dey bring to you this program wey we call colors, as we dey look at different story dem na the front page and inside the newspaper. So no forget to join me on Monday to Friday, both Facebook and YouTube, outside we go bring to una different guests dem wey dey can help for talk about the newspaper. We are channel for the people, the voice of the voiceless.
Another morning again inside we had. Plenty things then they happen. I wonder how snooze again what go here today. But this be small country.
Alright, good morning and welcome to a program where we call Korea Friends on YouTube and on Facebook. Also, where they discuss issue the way the front page of the newspaper and they carry for the day. And after day, we can bring people inside where they can help you follow. We talk about the different issues them based on how they see them. Well, something that they Koreans. Something that they well, it left to how you yes here and what you see at the end of the day. Now he make up the career. So we're not wasting any more time. But go straight and begin look at, today we know we'll take time because the paper them boku and then we don't can be end the time little bit. So we will go straight and begin take one of the paper them and see waiting we can able for project out of waiting the paper then say. So let's start with this, paper. Sorry, and the post will get inside the program this morning. I just want for bits going everything. The post will get this inside the program this morning, not to change now. The post will wait on the LP for analyze the different issues them. In name na Titus Boy Thompson. Titus, good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning and thank you for having me.
Okay, glad to forget you like always. Titus, let us start. The latest big news will come up from the government. Well, in your opinion, we get to how we look at that news, the way come up from the government. But let me ask you, maybe you get something different from what you think. What do you think about this allegation of bomb material where the government say they done the surveillance for one whole year, and now they don't end up for cage 7 people? What do you take on that and the force?
Well, then kind matter then a national security issue. You know, question the government, the method. If they say they catch the people, obviously, what do we expect now for let them bring the people into court with evidence? And, I think we for allow institutions for work. Nobody go support subversive activity. And if people get bomb making equipment at the country, that's a very bad development. So on a situation like that, I would support the government for bring the people into justice, do the investigations right, make sure say the people that were involved and face the courts and then the courts decide.
And 1 year from where then they follow the case, say they don't catch the people them, they say they catch 7 people them, and they name the people them. Amongst the one them where they name, one person don't come out and say, yeah, let the government no mix and not to name that day. You don't name no the part of the people where they say that where they allege they catch.
Yes.
What do you take make up of this?
I saw that report.
Let's just bring a name up. Let we see this exactly.
Yes.
So they say Ibrahim D. Antar set the record straight on mistaken identity. That is to say, the person where they announced it in cage, not to him cage actually. The person don't come out and say no, not to me. Another part of that kind of thing.
Obviously, if the person come out and say not to me the cage, they're not to the cage. You go order the cage, don't come out and talk. I think now the matter of name, FIBA name. Or one fuller for other fuller. The sad situation with the government. I don't know if that's a wise idea for when the investigators like this for come out and begin announce like for saying a prize you win, begin announce people and name when you not catch the person. You see the rule of Sierra Leone law for say everybody innocent until proven guilty. And like you catch people by an activity, let the court make a decision, not judge them guilty or innocent. You don't put them through the court yet. Catch them, do your investigation. Send the file to Crown Prosecution Service, carry them people to court, charge them to court, then go sit in court, judged by a jury of their peers, or as they say now in Salon, they want single judge for the judge case, we don't want jury again. Whatever we want to decide, judge demand them in open public. They will not say, yes, this is what they did, evidence they for adduce, see them do this. So Ibrahim Antar or Hussein Antar, whatever as he calls himself, Hussein don't come out and say in a respectable citizen not to Indian cage. Well, my name FIBA name. The person with the cage when they enter, obviously he go inside and then he go explain himself. I'm not thinking that in the news. That not just a fumble. Na cock up. It's just like a whole cock up on the name in front. But with people that get for land, you know go. You not go beride them for that kind of thing and let them learn from their mistakes. But not feel say right for the announce when you catch people and done it until you get incontrovertible evidence. Say yes, when you charge them, that's when you announce their names. When they enter court, they enter them plea guilty or not guilty. That's when you announce their names. And then people are not people who catch with this particular involvement.
All right, so let me go to the next paper, where now the Daybreak newspaper. we get this headline where they say, have faith in the APC, Cherino Majuba. They ask people to forget faith. Waiting at this faith, where they forget on the APC at this moment.
He had for discourse. The APC is a tricky subject at this point in time, you see, because in my own thinking, as a political analyst, as a development economist, as a political commentator, as a member of a political party, not just in Sierra Leone, but in the advanced world in England, I'll feel say you get either you get a party in power or a party out of power, which means a party in opposition. The party in opposition should be ready for government. The party in power will exercise power. Having power and doing politics are two different things. The APC, no, they play politics, which is not the right type of politics. They are playing the politics of division and the politics of envy and the politics of backbiting. That is not a party that is ready for power. The APC should be a party ready for power. We now don't see the way the situation don't call out the country, say the APC party position, the leadership position, been done at the time when Samuel Kamara was leader. It was a consensual agreement that we, APC party, not accept the result of the 2023 election. Now, on that basis, and now we don't get proof through the tripartite, say, well, yes, they don't bring evidence into the public domain, say, on the counts of the RF forms where APC then present on the 70% or whatever, they get a position which shows Samoa win instead of lose, then we have a serious stalemate. What are we going to do? Are we going to, as a party, challenge the government for say, okay, show we your own proof that you won? Because we have our own documents and evidence that we won. Show us that you won, or otherwise, if you did not win, you cannot continue to rule. That is a standard position the party for take. But the party cannot take that position when the chairman, they fight for the leader, they want to push the leader out, when they negotiate with the international committee, when on their own professional and personal viewpoints, and in position where it take with respect to party affairs, and I make the international community get involved in political party activities in Sierra Leone. When I pull the man out, I say, oh, constitution say after a certain time, if he relinquish the leadership position where he lost election. But how can he relinquish a position where he not lost the election? You see, so the APC there in the quandary. So for Cheikoko, for come at this time and say, oh, for exercise patience, I think it's hypocritical. Because when you look clearly inside the APC party, there are certain people who are jostling and fighting for power. And Cheikoko is one of them. And he's creating a bulwark. He's creating a foundation of people where he put in position for let them support him for a power grab where we don't feel say healthy for the party. All things are by turn. You see, in life, everything that God they make you leader. If God don't give you Samoa Kamara as leader, irrespective of where he started, we are looking at where he is now. Samoa Kamara has taken the party from a party of disgrace to a party that is supposed to be ready to take over government. Why are our people fighting? So what is this talk about having patience? How can you have patience when the people you are saying to have patience, they are fighting each other? Why don't the political leaders have patience and then come to a reasonable situation? Let we support one leader. And the only leader we have for now is Samoa Kamara, is the only flag bearer. The chairman is not a flag bearer. The chairman has a role. Now, if you take leadership into the chairmanship, then you go back into the days of Aneskoma when he was almighty chairman and leader, which is something this new constitution was supposed to be against. How they came to put in a clause in this new constitution for say the leadership should revert to the chairman as if the chairman is de facto chairman and leader still in the party, that goes beyond me. That was something that was very, very wrong, fundamentally wrong. And they're against the principles of democracy and separation of powers. If you are running a political party, if you want the leader to be the chairman, say it outright. When you become leader, you become chairman. Or when you become chairman, you become leader. But you cannot be chairman one day and the next day you take on leadership from somebody else. That is usurping the authority and the position that somebody else is supposed to occupy. The flag bearer is the leader of the party because the flag bearer is leader of the opposition government. And that is what should happen. And we are not having that. We are having a situation whereby the flag bearer is even outside of the opposition in government because the head of the parliamentarians is now the head of opposition in government. Now, how come the head of the opposition in parliament comes from one constituency? The leader of flag bearer has votes from the whole country. His legitimacy comes from the amount of people or the number of people who vote and say, we want you to be head of this party or head of this country. And this is what is fundamentally wrong with the APC and the APC constitution. So people like Chei Koko, who is a lawyer, he ought to know better. But come out and say these things. What he should be saying is, let we consolidate. Let we look at the gains of the tripartite. Let we look at the issues where the community we don't give it. Let we look at the points where we don't charge governments, the government for implement freedom of political prisoners, stopping the persecution of politically motivated trials, allowing people who are outside of the country to go back into Sierra Leone so that you don't create dissidents in a situation where we are not run by a junta government. We are a democratic dispensation. Every Sierra Leonean get right for going inside Sierra Leone and say in peace. Whether not for government or against government, everybody has the right to say their piece. And whatever government is doing, and that is what makes for a vibrant democracy. If government is doing something wrong, let our people say it. And let government understand, and let government listen to our people. And I can say this openly. In the last, and during one of the last debates for the British Prime Minister position, Richie Sunak was acting like schoolboy. He and Keir Starmer, oh, can you do this? Will you? Will you? Will you? And then Keir Starmer turned around and says to him, the reason why you are not getting ahead in politics in this country is because you don't listen to the people. The ordinary people, the voice of the people. You have to listen to them before you don't just rush off. You don't know what the people are thinking. And this is our problem. People like Sheikh Oko don't understand the Sierra Leonean situation. He doesn't understand what is going on in Sierra Leone. There are Sierra Leoneans who are disenfranchised in their own country. There are Sierra Leoneans who are losing their lands in Freetown. There is a very big battleground in Freetown now. You see, there are people who cannot buy lands in the provinces. Even if the law says so, they cannot have access to those lands. People are coming from all over the provinces, taking lands in Sussex, York, displacing people, fighting over lands that belongs to other groups of people, villagers in these places, and nobody is saying anything about it. There are too many things that are wrong. There are things that are wrong with the education system. Nobody is saying anything about it. Then you are talking about the party should have patience. I think these people should give us a break. Let them understand, say, it is time for the ordinary man to put them in position, their situation. For if they cannot lead the party, let them move out and see if the one name Makituman who can lead APC, because that's what we don't use. And Makituman and together them build this party. We are not a party of intellectuals. APC is a party of the common people. So we'll tell people that now so let them get patience, like who are the politicians, now not forget patience and listen to the people then. Because the people then want to see a unified leadership, they want to see a unified position, and they want to see an APC party that is at peace with itself and everybody is moving in the same direction. We need to stand up and
you see right now within the opposition, you think say they really get that kind of plan there for unify themselves, for put themselves together?
I don't think so. I think, as I said, they are playing politics. They are not accustomed to managing power. You see, and this is where the government, the SLPP, gets an edge over us. The government is a government of power managers. They know it's in a power, and they are handling it. You see, and they are making the decisions they want to make. Can you imagine? You go, the thing where they happen at APC, they happen at SLPP. Do you think there are not other people in SLPP who want to be leader? But you cannot be running around. You get a leader, you put yourself saying, are you a leader? They go around the country say, you have an alternative to the leader already in existence. That is what is wrong. If we have a leader, let us stand by our leader and then move forward as a party. When we gain power, then we get a succession line. All man for waiting term. We cannot all be leaders at the same time. Otherwise, myself want for be leader. What you go tell me? What you gonna get past me? As a book, myself na fine boy, myself dey inside politics. What you go tell me? I want for be leader, myself want for be chairman, or myself want for be flag bearer. But I know that is not my forte. I know that when a flag bearer comes, I will support a flag bearer with the intellect that I have. I will write the positions of the party and make people, ordinary people understand this is what the party plans to do. This is what the leader plans to do. I will build a scenario around the leader to make him a statesman. That is what I can do. But I cannot be a leader. And we people have to understand that. And most of the people
and this kind of division where they so inside the opposition, you know, I remember the time where we do a program and then SLPP be in opposition and we ask if the opposition they work. The same question don't go into the APC party, the opposition they work. People they don't answer, no, they know they work. So with this kind of division, you think say by any means then we're able to strategize for stop some of the things the way they operate now in the country, or then we just left Madabio and in team for just to do anything where they want, the way they want for doing.
The sad answer to that is yes, they're not going to strategize. Yes, Madabio then go left and do what you want to do. That is the sadness of the thing. And I don't blame Madabio if they left and do what you want to do. A government that is not taken into account is a government without accountability. A government will do anything they want to do. You see, it is one thing for some of us who are outside to ask the government or for ask people inside the country for say, govern yourselves accordingly. But then it is something else when the people inside the company say, but look, now everybody's book talk. Once they eat every day, we get rest, we hustle, we go small thing, we okay. So that is fine. You cannot move the people beyond where they want to go. When you say take a horse to the river, the horse get for far, you go to the river. Forget about forcing the horse to drink. That horse when they take to the river, I get for if that horse say they go to the river, they can't go. And this is what is happening. We are not able to take our people to the river because the people there for all the horse they can't go before, other man they hold the horse in tail, the boy and can't be in. And this is the problem. Unless APC get a unified front, and for now, I don't see any way. You see, the sadness is if you dispense with Samura Kamara now, there's going to be such a bitter battle in the APC because all man now go feel say themselves get trained. Then go check chook each other to the extent that nobody no go left. So if we say we are fighting for a cause, let APC fight for a dogma. Let we fight for a cause. Let we fight for an identity. Let us not fight for individual. Let us not fight for some man in prosperity. Let us not fight for the bread and butter of the politicians them and hoping that when they get on they will give it. No. Let we fight for a party ideology. And this is what we have missed. We are not fighting again for a party ideology. Okay.
So
let's see how we challenge this government.
Let ask you this sort of question. This one not will be the ideology of the APC, but rather waiting we don't discuss now and waiting people don't ask for. So we get, for example, this Wednesday where we say we want to see if people really ready for all the government to account, because 3 days, dialogue, not bring out nothing, waiting and go for inside the dialogue. Now for go check on the election for see waiting come out. Nothing no come out the way na election talk. The tripartite then tell we say, oh wait, the election and go deal with inside there. Nothing no come out of there. Instead they tell about future election, but nothing but this 2023 election not come inside it. So the people land like this. Say they want we follow we all join on together and see how we came for demand for the election results. Since tripartite fail we and 3 doors dialogue don't fail we. So we say, okay, we ready for go to now, but let's get a try. If una feel say una really want for we all day together, una not to people away, una the disappoint people, una not ask for faithful, una ready this time around. This Wednesday will be the 17th of July. Let everybody sit down and host first, and let we see how the thing like if they're really ready. And then the 19th. If they're ready this one, the 19th and the 20th of August, then they can sit at home again and actually the next day then come out and ask for the results. So let's start with this. For try and see waiting people, and if people really not ready, you feel say Salon people really not ready for demand for accountability from the government?
Well, from how you explain and so me not be know about this, but from the way you explain them, I would say on first reading of it, I'm not thinking of the right idea. But when we don't plan them, whatever the other we don't plan them, they can go and do what they want to do. Me personally, not feeling the right idea. I'll tell you why. You see, the freedom to demonstrate is granted by the Constitution of Sierra Leone. The Constitution also say you need police clearance to demonstrate. But where there is an issue of national security and the police, they exercise that power for maintain law and order by any means necessary, then you put certain people into a risk of being harmed or situation getting out of hand. So for that basis, I will support something will result in harm to ordinary people. And my own politics not this one. I will support that.
So what about you get to support in this case?
I will support rather. No, hold on.
Go ahead.
I will support rather. I'm not going to support a call for disobedience. I will support rather that people write to the members of parliament, or people write to the ministers, or people write to the president in droves. Let them make the letter. Let them write the letter, flood them in the State House. All my rights. And say we have a message. We not listen to or we want to get the result. Let them write to Electoral Commissioner. Let them do the kind of thing where it is passive resistance. You see, people like Mahatma Gandhi did it. It is passive resistance because in the situation where you get any resistance that is going to be repelled by the force of arms or by violence, then anybody will ask for that kind of resistance and they put the people in jeopardy. So I would rather stay at home is something else than in a call, a personal decision. If people then decide not to go, that's not their business. Me not go advocate any of them thing. But I would very much want to see a situation wherein our people do something to say our voices need to be heard, or they make their voices heard. Let them confront the people who are representing them in parliament. After all, now they don't get proportional representation. So even Freetongue self-gets LPP MP. So let them write to them. Let them write to the members of parliament or the people who are holding that governance baton and responsibility, and let them tell them how they feel, that this government is not doing what is done. Let the government or the parliamentarians take the matter, and this is what the parliamentarians are supposed to be there for. Write to your parliamentarians and let the parliamentarians go to government. Let the parliamentarians then go do the demonstration at State House. Let them all go down State House. From Parliament Hill, let them go down at State House, go ask for see the president and put their position to him because the speaker not able to have. I would rather see something like that because the parliamentarians are paid a lot of money. When you come to look at it, the money where parliamentarians and they get, the ordinary man at the street, no, they get any kind of money and they get it from the state coffers. Let them do their job. Let them take the government to account and let them put the position of the people in front of the government. I don't know how people will see it, but for me, that is the way I see it. Let's get to our parliamentarians.
So as far as you're concerned, the people still need for act, whether by letter or not, they still need for act now.
Yes, standing for your rights is a fundamental human right. That is something you cannot take away from the people. If they want to find a way to stand for their rights, yes, they can. But let them do it in a way that does not bring death and carnage to the country or death to the people then where they do it. That is why I'm saying, since we have representatives, provision, what do you call them, proportional or not, write to the MPs, all the MPs in Freetown, all the MPs in Makeni, Potloko, Bombali, Bo, Kenema, write to them. This is not a party issue. The things that we are saying, the issues of democracy being trampled upon in Sierra Leone is an issue that should concern every single person. SLPP, APC, PMDC, whatever party you do, it will concern everybody.
Okay.
And let's get our people agitated in that way. Make your voices heard. But if the people don't want their voices to be heard, it is sad that there's nothing more we can do. Right. Me, as I am concerned, I will continue in my way to ring out the things that I think should happen in my country that would make my country a safe and secure place to live, to learn, and to work. So people who are there, all people them, they forget the assurances of their life, but they're without threats. Young people them for able to go to school and learn in a secure environment. Who they work, forget a job at the end of the month, they for pay them, and if get in family life and forget a good life and provide for the people. I would always advocate for that. But the matter of changing government, not to my own division, and they may not sabi that.
Okay, so let's go to the next paper and next issue inside the program. We now the Calabash newspaper, and they say Attorney General recognizes Sierra Leone Bar Association president, calls for unity and professionalism. What do you think on this? President don't accept the Bar Association president now from Kenima. Attorney General don't accept. The Chief Justice don't accept. The Minister of Information don't accept. So what do you think now? They don't recognize them, and the other one, they still get another aggrieved people. We still feel say they thief the election from the Bar Association.
Well, again, this is a litmus test. The one they already before they affect the case. You can't tell a lawyer what to do. One thing I find in Sierra Leone, I get a lawyer in a salon where I give instruction. I say, this is what you do with my case. The lawyer at the time said, let me know what you need to do the needful. I looked at the lawyer and said, Madam, you know, a young woman. Never mind me not to lawyer, but land book. If I tell you that this one you prosecute my case, that this one I prosecute. But he refused because I didn't learn, I didn't talk, he decided to do what he wanted to do. That is sad. If lawyers then are aggrieved on a particular matter, then get recourse to the law. Let them take recourse to the law. You see, the recognition of the Bar Association president not only make you a legitimate Bar Association president. President can recognize you, Attorney General can recognize you. If the other one then say we don't recognize you, now then get them. You see, the Bar Association now what you call public spirited body. It is run by its members, not by other institutions. And it only answers to its own constitution. It does not even answer to the constitution of Sierra Leone. The only thing that the Constitution of Sierra Leone requires that no entity in Sierra Leone shall have rules and directives or whatever that is incongruent with the Constitution of democracy, with the national constitution. You're not going to say you're entitled in your organization for stab the leader, where the national constitution says you're not for stab the leader. So whatever they are going through, let the lawyers fight it out themselves. Let the lawyers who do not agree with what happened in Kenema, let them stand up and do. If there are more than the ones that were agreeing in Kenema, then that's why you get majority, and they will form their own bar association. It has happened before. This was how you get the Diocese of Freetown and the Diocese of Bo split up in Sierra Leone. You see, it used to be the Diocese of Sierra Leone. But when the Diocese of Bo say they don't agree with certain things that happen at Freetown, Shaka Stevens began for stepping and say, okay, let me form different dioceses. Southern provinces, when I say when I get Boku Catholics and whatever, when I know I agree with the Northern province, we got the Diocese of Freetown and whatever. Then the Diocese of the rest of the country then they. You see, and that's how the Catholic diocese was split. Now we get 2 Catholic bishops instead of 1. We used to have 1 bishop. Let we understand that as times change or as the years roll by, certain things will change. If the Bar Association is going to have a two-pronged organization for run its affairs, so be it. Let them do what they're doing. You understand? Let them do what they're doing, but you cannot, really and truly, you cannot set up one rule, say this is how you should run the organization in election, then you don't do it, and then you expect other people who are aggrieved by it to follow suit because you get a link or you get direct access to the political infrastructure. The Bar Association is supposed to hold the politicians into account. If you are going to wait for the politicians to give you recognition as a Bar Association, what you are telling me is that you are willing to be a puppet to the political entity. And that is wrong. The Bar Association should be independent. And if they're independent, they should run their affairs according to law. And we expect lawyers to know better. It is a sad day when I see police stand up now, British Brookfields Hotel, and stopping people for going and hold a meeting. There's freedom of association in Sierra Leone. Now, these things are happening, and the members of parliament, they sit down and say nothing. Nobody knows nobody says anything about it. That is a breach of the Constitution. That's a breach of the Constitution. The Inspector General should be taken into account for that. Why you get for take police contingent for stop a meeting taking place? It's a private meeting for a private organization, not a government institution. The Bar Association is a private, charity-based organization.
And not to protest as then the claim for be.
Beg your pardon?
Not only like when they can say police get right for stop protest, as you don't rightly say.
Exactly, they are not protesters. No, they are not protesters. If they decide, it's
a company, a registered company, we get a right for all the meeting, any south side one for all meeting.
Any side one all meeting and Olam, as long as they go according to the Constitution. If the Constitution say Giwi is an emergency general meeting, an EGM. If the Constitution say give 14 days for emergency general meeting, you don't give 14 days. Every member gets right for say yes or no. And there is a provision in the Constitution if you want to oppose an emergency general meeting, how you go about opposing it. But emergency general meetings, traditionally, they are called by the majority of the people. If you get a quorum, you get a quorum. And this was what they did. At the end of the day, they stood outside and said, any place is hallowed ground. Any side where we pray matter, we pray. Yeah, we all learn out together, we get quorum, we're ready for all this meeting, we agreed and say yes. This is the proposal we want to put forward. Who are ready for votes here, you vote here. Who are ready for votes no, you vote no. We all agreed and say yeah, carried by the vote. This is something that was fundamentally wrong. And it just shows up, say, this was something the police should never have allowed themselves to get involved in. The police should never have got involved, even if they were asked or instructed by the president of the Bar Association. It is not a business. The police should have informed the president of the Bar Association, say, go court and get a court for an injunction that a meeting should not hold. That is what they should have done. But you cannot ask the police for go and stop a group of lawyers sitting together and having a discussion. You cannot do that. It is wrong.
Okay, so let's watch.
And these are the things that we should stop.
Okay, let's watch his quote. We come out from Dyke Chukwumeri. He say this now exactly what he say. He say nobody who steals political power uses it for the good of the people. So like Bar Association, like the general election in Salone, what thing will benefit the people?
Well, now one major thing I will get for being wrong. Bar Association not going to take the government. Normally, the Bar Association will come in when matters of the Constitution are flagrantly.
No, what thing they try for say, like the same complaint where Salon people complain for the last election, now the same complaint the members them of the Bar Association complain for the own election.
Election.
Yes. So like
That's what
the
I'm
bar
saying. And
association, like
because of
that,
the
and they
complaint-
all now there together, they support themselves.
The cause of the complaint is because the people feel the institution that is supposed to protect them has not protected them. You see, number one, the person who then called for run the bar association elections, we understand say he did certain things that go against the principles of open and outright democracy, or what you call a fair electoral process. So if you get that kind of objection, you first stop and look and see where do we go from here. Now, if the members of the organization have decided, let's call an emergency general meeting, it is up to the other members of the organization for coming. The good thing about the bar association is they are not subject to the constitution of Sierra Leone, say if you go court within 5 days or 7 days. They are only subject to their own constitution. And their constitution says you can call any member. Constitutions will tell you any member of this organization can call for an emergency general meeting, provided that he has 28 or 29 or certain number of people will go sign up to that emergency general meeting, say they want it called. And this is what they have done. Any member of an organization can get up and say, this is what we want, and the executive of the organization cannot stop them. If the members of the organization say, we want to have an emergency general meeting, and then say, okay, you forget a quorum, 28 people for call for him, the 28 people and call for him, una for Ola. And this, I think, is what has happened. So if the dissidents, or the one they would call the objectors, they are making this claim and they are pushing themselves as being still within the ambit of the Bar Association of Sierra Leone, nobody can go in there and question them. Even the one where say Naina, the legitimate, who say Naina, the one they vote for, it will not be legitimate. If the majority of the members, they go against you, then that means say you tell you're not legitimate. Then you self will look for yourself and say, no, me not a professional person. If I have this many number of people going against my authority to be a president here, let us call another election. I think that is what should do. Mrs. Gento Kama, that is what she should do. Be professional. If we have this amount of people saying that they do not agree with the elections we held in Kenema, okay, let's have another election. And let us put it to an open process of campaign and voting, and bring in independent people the way all parties trust, for manage and administer the voting process. Who that win a win? All white. I think that's the only thing that will solve this bar association problem. But anything going around it, going to the presidency, I think it's wrong for them to go to the president, because then they impugn the name of the presidency. Let the Attorney General call them to a meeting. If the Attorney General cannot solve it, then he would say to them, go to court or go to your constitution. And I think going to their constitution is the best route. Even going to court is not even right, because the dissidents would not be appeased if they go to court, because the NSF knows how the court they run. It is sad. You see, it is sad that, cockroach can be judged na chicken fight. Where fall the fact cockroach will be judged new.
Okay, so let me go to another issue quickly. This is another one, because this one don't turn stain now for the country. And this is our latest report from Guinea. The public review say, in Guinea, 2 Sierra Leoneans detained for possession of cocaine. Cocaine, kush, and other substance, them don't they be serious problem now, whereas other countries then they consider Salona for the transit point for the transport of the harmful substance there. So what do you take?
That's sad development. All around. Belongs to the sort of way they encourage the society. Very sad. For associated with Sierra Leone, again, very sad. It stops investors from going in. It stops other nations from providing support to developmental efforts. And it causes a lot of problems locally for our young people. It is a harbinger for crime. Anybody who dip and drugs business, where you don't get the money for buy, you go tip. So you go buy. And the kind of drugs they will get now, like the push, the effect on the young people, very, very bad. It causes them to die unnecessarily. All of that is a setback to the country. I think this is a national effort. I'm happy for say the governments, they use the regional mayors, who are regional heads of their constituencies, for being chairpersons of the national drug policy, so that they are taking the lead on a region-to-region basis. I think it's good. But drugs, naturally, they take on a neighborhood basis. So moving it to the regions, I think is good, decentralization, but we need to move it further down. Let the regions coordinate, but then let's get people then where they work from communities to communities, get drug awareness. Then the police on a national scale for up the effort for prevent drug prevention, for prevent the importation and the distribution and the manufacture of drugs in the country. This is an all-out effort. We all for put on and see out. This is not a political something. It's an all-out effort. We all for put on for the survival of the nation state of Sierra Leone. It's a very bad development for let drugs, let Sierra Leone be known as a drugs capital in West Africa. There are other countries who have held that position, and it has not been good for them. Then countries they would held that position and they see the adverse effects and they move away from it. We need to walk away from that. We need to bring back rational and morals. We have to bring back morality into the society. One, we picking them outside, out of drugs. And at first, I mean, things are a politician in the presidency, but now I think it's more a reason of poverty than politics. So we need to uplift the people and let people stop being poor in that to that extent where they don't even get nothing for live for. So all the things they don't forget high or get themselves spaced out by drugs and then carry on to the next thing. I think it's a sad situation. But we need to come together and work on it.
Okay, so let's take you inside this other issue where now the Auditor General and in deputy. Few days ago, the deputy where na Tamba Momo, he decided for come and talk about the case where they don't conclude and say, till now, they're not able to give them any feedback. They not see the report as to waiting at the findings, waiting at the allegation where they make against them. They not see that at all. And then just today, this morning, the Auditor General in CSF, the suspended Auditor General, Telopias, himself don't break the silence and don't decide for put together in pen to paper for talk about this issue. Yeah, so they're all two not able. One thing we'll pick, I know this one yet done, but one thing we pick now that they're all two not able, they're not preview to the report at all. Instead, and they don't even know, waiting at the findings, waiting and fan out against them, all waiting and know, even the government when they come up with a press conference, a whole press conference, just can't talk about the same old allegations, say professional misconduct, the only thing and go and do something to the manager, the way we employ them. You know, and the third party will then cross-check with a receipt, but they not ever deny the allegation because now the case don't conclude. Therefore, don't come to them find out say the allegation are fake or not fake, but they're not ever able to deny the allegation. Instead, they say for third party professional misconduct. What's that you take on this?
Well, now another sad development where you get the general opinion view this matter differently from the way the institutions the way handle them, then come out with their own outcome. The Auditor General, you know the judge somebody without not getting the right for reply. The Auditor General apparently not get the right for reply. They not be privy to the outcome of the investigation. The general public self not privy. We don't know if the rule of law was held to its highest test of legitimacy or test of impartiality. So we I think say what the general get for do in this instance for seek redress, for judicial review, for review the investigation, or for try for clear the name in whatever way. The saddest thing is that we don't over the years allow certain positions to be political, and those positions have been legitimized as political footballs. So you are no longer accountable to your professional dictates or your dictates of professional conduct. You're only now accountable to the predictions or predilections of your political paymasters. So whosoever take after Auditor General now get a noose hanging around the neck, say you don't go say anything against the political establishment or the government establishment because it means that you lost your job. You are no longer an independent arbiter. You are no longer a professional person. You are no longer working for the interests of the state. You are working for the interests of the political dispensation. That is the sad part. On the more formal or the more personal issues of how the Auditor General was treated, a lot of people will get their own interpretations of that. You don't go about casting aspersions on somebody in good name where they go all out for act in the interest of a profession and to the best of your knowledge and ability. even in law, they say when you make a statement, you get what we call a statement of truth. When you sign a statement of truth or on a matter where you don't get clarity, you go and take an affidavit under law. Whenever you produce an affidavit, say, I swear to the truth or I swear to my recollection or to the best of my knowledge or ability that this is a statement that I make, I believe it to be true. Nobody not get right for disbelief you once you don't swear that affidavit. So, and this is what the Auditor General will do. Whenever they do an audit, they will put down the, say, to the best of their professional ability and knowledge, this is the situation. That's why the Auditor General will go for give a report, whether it will report conditional or how they can call them, if the report, if na open report or if na report we're subject to certain restrictions or conditions or whatever. You see, and all of that is done. You allow, say, they do these things to the best of their ability and their professional knowledge and conduct. That's why we call them professional people. But if now politicians get for move in and disregard the professionalism of those positions, then it's a different and difficult condition and development for the country. It is sad that the Auditor General get to go through this, or in deputy that they have to go through this. It is a learning point. We need to understand that these sort of things, we should, just the same way we are asking Kone to be accountable, is the same way we should ask the audit and bodies and all the people who are involved in this to be accountable. Why? When I come to this decision and let them tell us this so that we understand it. But things that they do and we don't understand is always going to become a problem for any government. You see, for any government, it's an abuse of power. But do something where you trample over the rights of an individual or over a group of people, and you don't provide cogent arguments or good arguments, say this is why you do it, or you don't provide legal ramification or legal justification, saying that because of this, if we not been do this under the law, we will break this law, we will break that law, so we'll get for do this. No. It is wrong for let them do that.
All right, the program we watch right now, rest right on Weird, na YouTube and on Facebook. Also, we discuss issue there with the front page of the different newspaper and the Pulnado. Inside the program this morning, we get Titus Boy Thompson, with inside the program for lay with help for discuss then different issues there. So, okay, so another development. This is not development, but I will talk about them critically. The case of Gento. Yeah, they say Parliament support local content, gentle massive transformation and transshipment port investment. So now they don't give gentle the green light for go ahead with this, the port na Banana Island. Waiting na you own take on that.
Well, it's good development, infrastructure development, good for the country. There is a port at Banana or
Banana Island, yes.
Banana, yes, and there's a port at Banana Island. These things have economic considerations. And then there is going to be a transshipment hub in Kent, which is the nearest mainland aberration to Banana. I don't know why they didn't do the port in Kent, but maybe, again, you have to look at the shallowness of the water, whether you will get a port easily located in Kent and located in Banana. Again, you get to ask, waiting for. Is the port for minerals to go in and out, or is the port for experiencing an increase in trade, such that the Queen Elizabeth II and key no longer adequate for handle the trade that we get. All of these are considerations we have to take, but they are mostly economic considerations. You see, building a port is one thing. Who funds it? Who pays the piper, calls the tune? Why are you funding it? If we have the money to build a port, then you ask yourself the question, what do we have the money to do that we are not doing? Government can forget priorities. Not to say because you get somebody we know saying a supporter of the government is being given a blank card or a white sheet for write up a check for himself. You see, so all of these things have to be looked at on purely economic rationalization. But then this government came in and with the stroke of a pen, they cancelled the developments Mamama for the new airport and build a more expensive replacement Nalunge will already exist. So again, there are economic considerations of that, and the economics is taking its toll on the country right now. Let me see, because I understand for going inside and Comuna Salona, it costs you $50. So, but these things you have to pay for development. So there's nothing wrong in that. Western countries, you pay a lot for, and most times Airports now, in the Western countries, are privately owned, so they make their money on the existing infrastructure. But you pay taxes, you pay good taxes. You don't avoid taxes in the West. So and most of our people in Sierra Leone don't pay taxes anyway. And most of the people who are supposed to pay taxes not even work in a salon, but they go in and have a good time and come out because they're not JC and then pull the money from outside. You know, tax man to tell. They don't pay tax in the country working money. You know, can't pay tax back in a salon. But where they get what you call multiplier effect of your money, you can't bring the money from outside. You develop and the money they grow in a salon. That's how they grow up and the money you forgive yourself small for pay that tax. But most people avoid that. So yes, there are several things to consider. Nothing wrong with development, nothing wrong with giving a major infrastructure project to Gento. On a personal basis, Gento is a friend of mine, no and good one. He used to be a progressive young man, the bad boy until he got up and talks, say, he need for be mayor because not to create man no for be mayor na Freetown. I didn't mean to part company. You see, myself believes not to create man for be mayor na Freetown, but I believe saying that the people that will get Freetown for be mayor na Freetown. So for come up and say that one the way Creoman and the bulk get Freetown, it was wrong. And also when you look at say Creoman not there in no other sphere of politics past the mayor of Freetown, by tradition, we're not looking at the mayor of Freetown as a government position or a political position. I think we tend to look at it as the only thing that link we to that country. That Freetown link Creoman to Salone. So if you answer, you want to pull Creoman out of the representation, and incidentally, whoever will get as Freetown mayor now, instead of get linked to countryman them, and there's so many Creoles that will get linked to countryman them. In a way where being Creole now in a salon, if you're not getting to countryman, you know to good Creole anymore. So that for make that dichotomy, they say no, if you separate this from that, it's wrong. In Freetown, we're all becoming one. They get the saying, say inside Freetown we're all a mate. I don't know what they mean by that, but it means as mates, we're all friends in one way or the other. So yes, inside Freetown, we know ourselves. So we know particularly or differentiate ourselves. So yes, Gento, we wish and well. Let put your hand on the mayor business. Let go working about.
But before you do wish and well, you just don't talk about, the economic impact we go get. Just like the Lunge airport, the new airport. Let me tell you, say we can boom economic trade. It can boom trade inside the country. Then we tell we say a lot of people and we can begin use that we go bring more revenue, employment. But we see the creation of the airport make people lost their job. The creation of the airport make beaucoup people not use the airport now instead and go use other country airports. The creation of the airport don't make the tax don't beaucoup pass away being talek. So what thing will be different from this? And we see say with the creation of the airports, they don't abandon the other airports where they will be get. Okay, now they don't sell in the key to ECOWAS. So what thing will be sure say when they will create this one, the natural arbor will get, they're not going to abandon them again.
Well, again, these things are binded by economics and safety issues. Whether within the bill get a better reflection on the economy. I don't see how Kent could be better than Wataki for South Salone. Wataki is ideally placed for move from Wataki to Port Loko and the rest of the country is very easy. From Kent, you get to go around the peninsula for Kanto before you can join the pathway to the north. Salone is a funny place. Everything have to start from Freetown, then before you go upline. People don't understand that. The reason why Freetown is important is because everything in Sierra Leone starts from that hub before you go upline. Building an airport, a seaport in Bonth, in my own understanding of the geography of Sierra Leone, would have been better. Bonth, Pujeu, those sites, where the area, the way to the southern coast of Sierra Leone by the Atlantic would have been better than in Kent or Banana. But again, these people may have made their analysis of the topography. They could not make they could not do their findings. They get a reason why they decide to go this now Kent. But again, I don't want to be a skeptic. Some projects come up in Sierra Leone, we know they end up, we not get for big. So for the time being and for the eye seeing of men, it makes some man feel good, say, okay, I'll go build a seaport na Banana. But then for the next 20 years, we'll not go see nothing. Cement self no do Banana. So let us look how Salone they go. See, I know go knock down the country. Gento, I think, as a young man, has done very well. Irrespective of what you think about him, he has gone into the construction. industry, and he has made his mark. Previously, we only had like SCS or CSC or whatever, the more foreign-owned construction companies. Waman Abu, I think they say Waman left, then Abu Nain, Waman go na Abu left. Because Abu saying that the man, one man saying not the green and German saying go. Well, we had some of these industries coming, they were all foreign owned. But in the end, yes, some of them create the impact. Some do well for the country, still get roads them and bridges for them built. Some not do so well. But I think it's gentle for as a Sierra Leonean, and not in one, I think there's another guy, Pavi Fort, who said don't come on the scene, when he said they do a lot of good work in Kabbalah in the north. Yeah, we need for build up the skills and the attitude and abilities of indigenous Sierra Leoneans for come up and face funds, then major infrastructure projects, and that's how the country grows. Unless we get one people in for come up and train the other one the way behind them, we're not going to ever get growth. So I will not knock the project for Give Gentle right for build seaport na Banana Island. Good for banana. People are already, good for them fufu. Maybe we'll get more fufu they can fit on. Banana, Kent, York, that's where you get the traditional fusion between the Creoles and the Shabos. We link into the southern side of Sierra Leone. So it's good for national integration. People who come closer because you get people from, obviously, from Bong or from the southern side of Sierra Leone working in those ports where we'll be saying aluminum and deep water more. So yes, it's a good thing.
All right. So we don't come to the end of the show, but what do you have for left with Salone people, especially, with waiting to happen inside the country generally?
Well, I think my take home for today is that we for continue our efforts for all the government to account. Let the government explain to you what they do. It is their duty. But then saying that it is the duty of the parliamentarians for stand up for the people. Learn and learn for the tell people and say, now, ordinary Sierra Leonean for go put themselves at the risk of death. Let parliamentarians stand up and be in the forefront. They get serious money. They get money for development projects for the reach and constituency. And right now, most parliamentarians don't get constituency. So I wonder what's going to happen to that constituency development fund. Because now the proportional representation and the party will put you there, now they responsible for you. So nobody not gets any requirement or obligation. So I don't know what's in happening. But now we hold the parliamentarians to account. Let the parliamentarians hold the government to account. For me, I think that's the way it should start. Let we begin building relationships on a network basis and begin building communities back together. Let communities begin identify as communities of development rather than as communities of individual or identities. Let we stop the things that will divide the nation and let we come together as one and build. And some of the FET will reflect it is not about politics, and then we understand that then FET and ideology FET. Now FET we get for do with the survival of the what you call nationalism of Sierra Leone. If we are going to continue to be Sierra Leoneans, let us fight the fight that say we expect forget accountability from government, institutions of state for work. The constitution should be respected, and people don't forget their freedoms for doing what they do. I think that would be my take. And to the APC party, I think we leaders them for take people for fools. The grassroots know what they want at that country. They put ballot paper today. Let me tell you this, they put ballot paper today. APC in crowd, they gather and rally around the possibility of APC. And I think that this gets the fate. Because they know say if we put goat as running mate as flag bearer in APC, all APC go vote for the goat. But for now, the goat where we get now Samuel Kamara is the greatest of all times. And now we go for now. Let we rally around them and let we support them.
Thank you very much for you taking time for joining inside the program this morning. We appreciate you time with we all time. Thank you, and we wish you a very good day.
Thank you.
All right, so as well for tell you plenty thank you for where you don't take your time for joining inside the program, for watch, for like, for share, and for comment. You will not like the program yet, please consider for do so before you go. Until then, one for tell plenty thank you to the producer for this program. And then we'll come back by going on net inside the program we'll call We Had. Thank you very much. God bless you. Country Israel we'll call We Had, and we love you all so much. Get to yourself a very, very good day.
Another morning again inside We Had. Plenty things then they happen. I wonder how sneeze again what go here today. But this be small country We Had. Anyway, before I go to the wala na We Had, let's just go to the kitchen and check my colors.
Yes, colors. Some man really like for eat in the morning. Some people say them just like when they eat don't sleep. Other people say na the cow they like, especially when them cook the soup or plasas where them like pass all. So now that make we dey bring to you this program wey we call colors, as we dey look at different story them na the front page and inside the news.
Okay. Sorry, before una pull am up, before una go quick one. Una still take am say everything dey in place. You know, nothing not change as of now. So we've been telling now inside the Blue Mind program yesterday. On Wednesday we get a first trial where now the sit at home on Wednesday. This Wednesday we cancel the 17th. And then on the 19 and 20 of August, 19 and 20 of August, waiting we they get from this, please now help promote the message. 19 they be sit at home, and then the 20 they be come out and demand for your results and other bad things that will happen inside the country. So but the 17th for this month, when this Wednesday, when July, we they try the first one and see how salon people are really ready. So you will watch, make sure say you tell people them, follow them, move on with waiting at the plan. Sidona host this Wednesday, and then we strategize for meet up the 19 and 20. Thank you very much. We love you all so much. Goodbye.
Another morning again inside we had plenty things then they happen. I wonder how sneeze again what go here today. But this be small country we had. Anyway, before I go to the wahala now we had, I just go to my kitchen and check my colors.
Yes, colors. Some man really like for eat